Ladies, just talk about how great it feels to finally be here in Cary and just kind of see the sights and sounds of the College Cup.
It's incredible. I mean, I've been here for 4 years and like I just didn't expect everything to be this awesome. And like we expected good things from this season, but like making it to the Final Four and like having such an amazing season has been so like unbelievable, honestly.
I think you watch it like on TV and stuff, like as we're growing up, just like watching the Final Four and the College Cup and stuff, and like actually being one of the teams that are in it. It's just kind of surreal and crazy.
Mhm.
It's also really cool, like just being here and seeing how we're treated. Like obviously they treat everyone great, but like we're here. They had a big poster for when we came into the hotel, and then we have a nice banquet dinner tonight. So it's really exciting.
All right, well,
Ladies, can you talk about what you learned about the team, even this late in the year, in the Duke game? And that was a real gritty contest to get y'all into the Final Four. Can you talk about what you took from that and how that's further made y'all ready for this challenge?
I think like our team always works really well together. Like you can tell in the field and stuff, like we genuinely like each other and we like being in like each other's presence and stuff. And especially like with those games when it becomes like a challenge and it's not just something where we can just get by it. Our team being so close and like that helps so much, and you can just tell every time we come off the field, and it's just going to help us more in the Final Four.
I was also gonna say, like, I remember when we were going into overtime, like when the starting 11 was huddled up, I remember saying like, this is about heart now. Like, how much do we want it? Both of these teams are really good. Both of these teams are obviously really good. We're in the quarterfinals, but who wants it more type of thing. And I think that we showed that we wanted it more, I guess.
Yeah, I think every single person on the team like shows a willingness to win, and like no one cares who is going to be the person to do it. Like no one's selfish and is like, oh, I want to be the one to score the winning goal. Like we have every single person on the team wants to be like the one that wins it for each other. Like we all just have the same exact goals. And I think that really showed in the Duke game.
all right, Tony Sikalis.
Yeah, Nate, Wes talked about, kind of putting your stamp on the game, playing with possession. It takes a lot of confidence to do that. He also talked about you guys feeling like you belong. I guess, could you talk about that? And Alabama name recognition doesn't necessarily match up with the rest of the teams in this tournament right now, but do you guys kind of feel like you're one of the best?
I think it's kind of like the underdog mentality that we've always had, but getting to the Final Four is just kind of like, you can't really deny it anymore. Like we're here and we've gotten through the whole season and then the entire tournament now to get here, and saying like we don't belong and stuff. It doesn't work, because like we put in the work and we've showed everyone that it's us and we're here, and doesn't matter the name on other people's jerseys and stuff, but like Alabama, and we're going to prove that. So
Yeah, kind of like what Brooke said, like looking at the Duke game and then like the teams that are in the Final Four, like you look at it and you're like, these are teams that have been here like so many times. But looking at the whole season, like we've been up there in the rankings with them all year long. Like just because we've never been where we are today doesn't mean that we're any less than these other teams. And I think we've done nothing but prove
That we deserve to be
Yeah.
here. And I think also like for the next generation of Alabama soccer players, like we want to make our name, we want our name to be known with like the FSU,
With everybody else.
UNC. We want to be like a top program in the NCAA for soccer.
Mhm.
it's not out of the ordinary to have us in the Final Four and see our name there.
Right.
All right, Michael Casagrande.
Yeah, you guys have a pressing style. How do you describe the impact of that on the field and the way opponents can maybe wear down with the style that you guys play?
I love the press. One of the commentators one time during our game actually said, they said Alabama plays with 12 players and the 12th player is their press. And like, I literally heard that and I was like, that's insane. Like, that's so true. Like we have the endurance and we have the drive to be able to press teams that much. And obviously like in the beginning of games, teams can keep up, but it's about pressing for 90 minutes and like in the Duke game for 110 minutes. And like, eventually you will break teams down. And like, especially these really big teams that are so like technical, like they're not used to people being on their backs 24/7. And I genuinely think it's probably our best quality, if not one of our best.
I think it's always been cool because you hear a lot of teams say like press for the first 10 or like really go out for the first 10 of like both halves and stuff, and we do that and then we press for 35 more. Like we don't ever like stop in the half and they're like, okay, now we can kind of settle in and stuff. It wears teams down because they can't handle it for that amount of time because normal teams don't.
Yeah, I think it's also been implemented, like, that's what we know how to do.
Our
That's what
mentality.
Wes is like
Yeah.
put into our brains, like you press, you don't stop, you go the full 90 minutes pressing. And so I feel like it's just something that we're like, it's second nature.
Yeah,
to
we just
us.
do it now.
Yeah.
I think it's more of like a I don't know, personality thing rather than like a technical thing, because I think that is what we're going to do. And it's not a matter of like, oh, they pressed really well that game or not. Like, no matter what, we are going to press. Like, it's
Right.
not, yeah.
Right, I agree.
All right. Back to Will.
Yeah, y'all ladies play a lot of defense, and I know that y'all can score like everybody else on the field for Alabama at a given time. But can you talk about how important that defense is just to frustrate people? Y'all played some of the best teams in the country, but just to, like you did against Duke, like you did against South Carolina the first time, just making them feel like they can't get one on y'all. How important is that for momentum throughout the full 90 minutes?
I think the defense is kind of like what holds the team together in a sense. I think the more pressure you can put on someone, like obviously the harder you're going to make their job. And it's really just like gives a lot of energy. Like we always say, like confidence and energy, like the first 5, like someone get a big tackle in the first 5 minutes, like show them like you're the dominant team, show them like it's going to be a tough, aggressive game. And like, they're not going to get away with anything easy. And I think it really sets the tone for the rest of the game.
I think Riley Parker always says it best, like it gives them confidence to do what they need to do, because like knowing that like our defense is back there and like we're always solid and stuff gives them the confidence to do whatever they need to do to get those goals in and stuff. So as much as it is like just as important, it's also helping score the goals in a sense.
All right, Tony.
How much of a boost does Gianna kind of provide when she comes in off the bench? And just, do you see teams, you talked about your press and how it can wear teams down. Do you see teams almost kind of take a sigh when she comes into the game and she just adds that extra amount of speed when teams are already tired?
For sure. I mean, she's one of my best friends. She's hilarious, but when you watch her go on the field, it's like this whole seriousness of like the whole field kind of calming down, because even I think it was Duke, maybe like one of their center backs was like, okay, like she's on the field now, like when she subbed on and stuff, and you watch her go, and then suddenly like all the defenses start dropping back a little farther, and it's just like it changes the whole style of play for both teams at the time.
Also, I think like as a defender myself, I would not want to play against Gianna. So
Very true.
I cannot imagine how they feel whenever she comes in. Like you already have Riley Parker and Ashlyn Skorka up top, and then Gianna comes in, no chance.
Right. Like I think she brings like amazing energy, like right at the right time. Like it could be like maybe a moment of lag, like in our press or something. And she comes in and like, she wears
She's
the
the
center
spark.
backs down. Like she like goes at them and they just don't expect it. And then it brings our energy back up. It brings our press back up. Like, I think it's perfect.
All right, well,
Can you talk about the matchup tomorrow night? This is the team that's been in the top 5 with you guys for a long time. They were number 1 when you guys were number 2. And I feel like these are the 4 best teams left in the tournament that are still left. So how do you feel that you match up against UCLA, and what are you expecting to see out of them?
You go.
I'm excited. We know that they're going to be a very technical team to play, and that they have some very good talent up top and all around the field, but I think we're going to match up pretty well, and I'm excited to see how they're going to do with our press. So
Yeah, I think I'm excited to play UCLA. Like, I think they're a team that likes the ball and likes like pretty soccer. And I really think like us pressing them and like hitting them, getting into them, I think it's going to scare them a little bit. And I'm happy with the matchup.
I think along with just the physical side of it, it's also kind of the rankings and the mental side of it, because like we were fighting for that kind of number 1 ranking or the number 2, and kind of with them the whole year, and to finally get the matchup like in the Final Four is kind of, I don't know, it
Surreal.
it seems correct, like if that makes any sense, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree.